Hi, good evening. This is Teacher Rika, your math teacher. What we are going to talk about today is about division of polynomials. This is the long division method. Before you proceed with this lesson, you should have a mastery in the basic operations of integers, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of integers, as well as the operations on polynomials. Addition of polynomials, subtraction, and multiplication of polynomials. Let's recall some basic operation on monomials. How do we add 11m cubed and 12m cubed? So to be able to add monomials, they should be similar or they are similar terms. When we say similar terms, they have the same variable and the variables have the same exponents. So in here, they are similar because both terms have m cubed as the variable. So we can simply add 11 and 12, 11 plus 12, that will give us 23, copy the literal coefficient m cubed. How about negative 6b squared plus 4b squared? So add negative 6 and then 4, that will give us negative 2, copy the literal coefficient b squared. How do we subtract 17xy cubed minus 8xy cubed? The rule in addition applies in subtraction. The terms should be similar to be able to subtract them. 17 minus 8 will give us 9, then copy the literal coefficients xy cubed. Negative 2a to the fifth minus negative a to the fifth. Applying subtraction of integers, negative 2 minus negative 1. There's 1 in here, negative 1. That will give us negative 1. So there is negative 1 in there. Copy the literal coefficient a to the fifth. How do we multiply b cubed and b to the fourth? So the rule is simply add the exponents. You have to make sure that the base have the same variable. The bases have the same variable. 3 plus 4, that will give us 7 as an exponent. Negative 5n to the fifth p squared times 3n to the fourth p cubed. If there's a numerical coefficient, you just simply multiply negative 5 and 3. Add the exponents of n, that's 5 plus 4, that's in here, and the exponents of p, 2 plus 3. So that will give us a final answer of negative 15 n to the ninth p to the fifth. How do we divide the monomials x to the ninth and x to the seventh? So the rule in division, you have to subtract the exponents of the numerator and the denominator. 9 minus 7 will give us 2 as an exponent of x. 24b to the fifth c to the seventh d divided by 3b to the fourth c cubed d. Divide 24 and 3, that will give us 8 as a quotient. Subtract the exponents of b, 5 minus 4, the exponents of c, 7 minus 3, and the exponents of d, 1 minus 1. So there's 1 here, which is invisible. That will give us 8bc to the fourth. So we eliminate this already because any expression raised to 0 is equal to 1. How to divide polynomials using the long division method? If we're given x squared plus 10x plus 21 divided by x plus 7, where the first polynomial is the dividend and the second polynomial is the divisor, first you write it this way. Write the dividend under this long division sign. Okay. What we have to do is to divide first, the one encircled, the first term in the dividend to the first term in the divisor. So by applying the rule in division of monomials, x squared divided by x will give us x. You simply subtract. There's 1 there. 2 minus 1 will give us 1 as an exponent. Where will we write the quotient? So that's on the top of the long division sign. After that, multiply x, the quotient, to the first term of the divisor in here. X times x will give us x squared. Write it under the term in the dividend that is similar to it. And then multiply x by the second term in the divisor. X times 7 will give us 7x, so write it there under 10x because they are similar. Then combine by subtraction. X squared minus x squared will give us 0. 10x minus 7x will give us 3x. Then bring down 21. Next is divide 3x by the first term in the divisor. 3x divided by x. Applying the rule in the division of monomials, that will give us 3. So where will we write the quotient? That is beside x on the top of the long division sign. After that, multiply 3 by x in here, the first term in the divisor. 3 times x will give us 3x. Write it under 3x in here. And then 3 times 7 will give us 21. And then by subtraction, that is 0. So there's no remainder. The quotient is x plus 3. Again, another example to make it clear. How do we divide x squared minus 7x plus 6 and x minus 1? So the one written under the long division sign is the dividend and x minus 1 is the divisor. So first, divide the first term in the dividend to the first term in the divisor. X squared divided by x will give us x. Write the quotient above or on the top of the long division sign. The next is multiply this quotient x to the first term in the divisor. X times x will give us x squared. Write it under the term in the dividend that is similar to it. And then multiply x to the second term in the divisor. X times negative 1 will give us negative x. Write it here under the term in the dividend that is similar to it. Then subtract. So x squared minus x squared will give us 0. Negative 7x minus negative x will give us negative 6x. Bring down 6. Next is divide this negative 6x to the first term in the divisor. That will give us negative 6 as a quotient. Write it beside x. Then multiply negative 6 by x in here, the first term in the divisor. Write the product under negative 6x, and then multiply negative 6 in here to the second term in the divisor. Negative 6 times negative 1 will give us positive 6. And then subtract, that's 0. So the quotient is x minus 6, and there's no remainder. How about 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 divided by x minus 4? So again, divide the first term in the dividend to the first term in the divisor. 2x squared divided by x will give us 2x. Write the quotient on the top of the long division sign. Multiply 2x by the first term in the divisor. So 2x times x will give us 2x squared. Write it under the term in the dividend that is similar to it. And then multiply 2x to the second term in the divisor. 2x times negative 4 will give us negative 8. And then subtract. 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. Negative 5x minus negative 8x will give us 3x. Bring down negative 12. And then divide 3x to x, the first term in the divisor. So that will give us 3 as a quotient. Write it there beside 2x. Then multiply 3 by the first term in the divisor. 3 times x will give us 3x. Write it here. And then 3 times negative 4. 3 in here times the second term in the divisor, negative 4, will give us negative 12 as a product. Write it here. And then subtract. That will give us 0. So the quotient is 2x plus 3. That's the answer. And there's no remainder. Another example, a to the fourth minus a cubed minus 5a squared minus 3a minus 10 divided by the polynomial a plus 2. So let's follow the rule. Divide the first term in the dividend to the first term in the divisor. That will give us a cubed. So write the quotient there above the long division sign. Multiply a cubed by the first term in the divisor. A cubed times a will give us a to the fourth. Write it here. And then a cubed times 2. That will give us 2a cubed. And then subtract. A to the fourth minus a to the fourth is 0. Negative a cubed minus 2a cubed will give us negative 3a cubed. Bring down negative 5a squared. And then repeat the process. divide negative 3a cubed to the first term in the divisor. That will give us negative 3a squared as a quotient. Write it beside a cubed. Negative 3a squared times a will give us negative 3a cubed as a product. Negative 3a squared times 2 will give us negative 6a squared as a product. Then subtract. Negative 3a cubed minus negative 3a cubed will give us 0. And negative 5a squared minus negative 6a squared will give us a squared. Bring down negative 3a. And then repeat the process. A squared divided by the first term in the divisor. That will give us a. Write it beside negative 3a squared. And then multiply a times a will give us a squared. And then a times 2, that will give us 2a. Then subtract. A squared minus a squared is 0. Negative 3a minus 2a will give us negative 5a. Bring down negative 10. Then repeat the process. Divide negative 5a to the first term in the divisor. Negative 5a divided by a will give us negative 5. Write it beside a. Then multiply negative 5 times the first term in the divisor. That will give us negative 5a. Write the product in here. Negative 5 times 2 will give us negative 10. And then by subtraction, it will give us 0 as a difference. So the quotient or the answer in here is a cubed minus 3a squared plus a minus 5. Now, if you find it difficult to follow the process because you do not have any mastery in the basic operations of integers and in the basic operations in polynomials, you should recall first those prerequisites. You can visit the other videos that I have made before you proceed with this lesson. Now, here's the activity. If you would like to answer them, you can pause the video. I hope that you're following all of the videos that I made because they are interconnected. And I hope that you have learned something today and you're following all of the instructions that I have given you pertaining to the sequence in studying the videos. Don't forget to subscribe to get notified and click the notification bell to get notified for the next videos. Thank you and see you for the next lesson.